Hi everyone, welcome to number 3 of our COVID Car Chats. We are here today with one half of the power couple duo behind MVR Film, Marius van Rensburg. Hi Marius!
Hello, how's it going?
Good, and you?
Good. Under our crazy Corona lockdown, it's going well.
Indeed.
Marius, you've got the privilege of working with your wife at most of your shoots and weddings. Tell us a little bit more about how MVR started and where you come from.
Well, you are right. It is really a privilege to work with my wife. I think we really complement each other on the day, and there's a lot of moments on the day that are just due to, the pace of the wedding and the rhythm of the wedding that, there's certain moments that I'll miss, and then Claire will just notice those moments. And I think because she's part of the business and it's her business, and it's our business, she's got she'll mention those moments to me. So we will, and vice versa, there'll be certain moments that she'll miss, and then I'll tell her, listen, my liefie, I always call her my liefie. Yes, there's a list. I think, focus a little bit, just on people smiling at the canapé hour. So, and the nice thing is we don't take it personal because it's our business. The first part of the question where you ask, how did it all start? I studied photography in Gauteng, and after my studies I worked as a photographer in Joburg, and a long story, we ended up in Dubai, and I worked for a photography company in Dubai, and they did film, and I realized the power of film when I saw what the film part of the studio was doing. And my sister-in-law got married, and I said to Claire, listen, I'm gonna pull out my camera, document whatever's happening on the day and see how it turns out. And it actually turned out, it was very raw, and but the story was captured, and and I was kind of hooked after that. So that's how it started in a nutshell.
Marius, we asked you what you do if you've had a really rough day, or if you just feel like you need a pick-me-up, or you need something to just get you in a good mood. And you sent me all these amazing photographs of nature and the outdoors. What makes you feel better after a long day?
Well, if it was, I'm mostly working from home, so I'm editing. I've got a little room here at the back that I edit in, and so obviously spending hours and hours and hours behind that screen, it can just become too much. So we are so fortunate to stay in Fischhoek. It is cute, small little, everybody knows where it's Fischhoek, but it's surrounded by mountains, and the sea is just like walking distance from our house, and 20 minutes walk, not like just on the other side of the road. But so whenever I feel like, oh my goodness, I just had enough screen time, I will literally just go for a walk. I will try and get my wife to join and my kiddies to join, and we will just go up in the mountains and walk and try and get as high as we can to see the ocean. One of my favorite walks is from Clovelly, which is just on the other side of Fischhoek. And so we will sometimes drive to Clovelly in the car, and we will walk over the mountain, and it's maybe like a 20, 25, 30-minute walk. And then you end up in Kalkbaai, and that is amazing. It's a wonderful walk. So we will, as soon as you get into Kalkbaai, we'll go to Olympia Bakery and have a coffee, wonderful coffee. almost like this. And just that, the walk, the coffee, over the mountain, everything about it is just really amazing. So
I think all of us can't wait to just actually get beyond our front gates. But no, what a privilege to live in such a beautiful spot.
No, it is a big privilege.
Something I regret to this day is not having a professional wedding videographer at my wedding. I think the day went by so quickly, and we actually, I can't remember what my husband said to me on the day, to be very honest. So Marius, I think, and that's something I often say to my couples as well, if they, look at budget and they feel like, a videographer is an additional expense, and they ask us often, do you think it's important having a videographer? Because they so often want to just chuck that off and say, no, let's just leave that sort of on the back burner and come back to that. Can you tell us a little bit more about the process behind the scenes, how you put a quote together, how do you get to the amount that you charge for a wedding? I think often they don't know what sort of hours goes into it. I think it's vital. I think it's definitely something that's so important to just capture those moments.
Marga, I do agree with you. I think videography and film definitely captures the emotional side on the wedding day that you can only relive as soon as you watch that video again, even if it's like 3 months after the wedding, a year after the wedding. There's just something that I don't know if it's the whole story platted together with the music and the footage and everything. There's just something that I don't know, you just relive that moment so clearly again. And wedding video is definitely the platform, to use if you want to relive the day. And what goes into the video, oh my goodness, it's not just pitching up on the day, filming as the day unfolds, trying to get into the rhythm of the day. That's almost the easy part, So what Claire and myself have realized is on the day, each wedding, is very similar, but each wedding is completely different. Each wedding has a unique fragrance, and each wedding has a unique rhythm, and each wedding they've got a unique pace. And to get on the day, to get part of that rhythm and part of the pace and get into the story is easy because it's fun. I mean, people trust you. They trust you to come into their personal space, which is I love. I love that, and I see it as a privilege, to be in their personal space. And so it's so easy to document what's happening on the day. And after the 10 or 12 hours being on the day, to plait the story together, oh my goodness, that's where the challenge is happening, And so it sometimes, if I'm lucky, the story falls in place quite easily when I start editing the story. But sometimes it takes 7 days behind the computer, and it just doesn't work, You don't know how to start the film, And must I start with the vows? Must I start with the speech? Must I just start with some beautiful scenic landscape shots? So it's difficult to create the story and to duplicate that rhythm and that pace that happened on the day. So that's our biggest challenge. So my biggest challenge.
Marius, I think you need quite a bit of equipment. Sometimes need to hire things from external suppliers, and you two videographers on the day as well. I think often the people don't even think on the insurance that you need on that equipment. The tension of driving home with all this footage, and the backups and all of that, there's lots of background expenses that also goes on, not just the time. And I take my hat off to you guys, because for me to edit these small videos takes so long. I can't imagine editing a wedding video. Oh my word.
Yeah, but there's something that is so rewarding. I mean, if the edit, if the whole thing just comes together and everything falls in place, and you see, it's like almost as I'm editing, I can start reliving the day, and I can almost like feel the excitement, you know, of the bride getting ready, you know, with a little bit of butterflies in the stomach. You know, as soon as you start feeling that while you edit, you know, then you know I'm on the right path, you know. And as soon as you can feel a little bit of, if you can look at the groom's eyes while he's waiting for the bride to walk down the aisle, and you can feel that
favorite moment.
Yeah, it's so beautiful, so amazing. But I mean, if you can feel like a little bit of that I don't know if tension is the right, but excitement in the groom, you know, while you're busy editing, then you know, okay, I'm in the right place, you know.
Marius, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and chat to us.
Sure, man.
You were not in your car, but we were. It was great to escape. And thank you so much for sharing just a little bit more behind the scenes and what goes into a wedding video. That is such a special thing to have to look back on and to remind yourself of the beautiful day that you had. So thanks so much.
Thanks for thanks for your time as well. It was really nice being part of this series.
Car Chats. Bye.